Magistrate and Cadiz Court Peter Mutua Mulwa is calling for the adoption of traditional disputes resolution mechanism to help decongest the backlog of cases in Kenyan courts. Mulwa says this is the only way administration of justice can be enhanced.
Speaking in Odhaya, Nyeri County, during the launch of the alternative dispute resolution system for local law courts, Mulwa maintained that most of the cases awaiting to be attended to across the country can be handled by the traditional dispute resolution mechanism.
Some of the matters are not as serious and they just clog the system of the courts. So we are talking about 600,000, but I can assure you around 2,000 of those matters are can be comfortably addressed by the ADR system.
Odhaya Principal Magistrate, who is also the Area Court Users Committee Chairperson Florence Masharia, said that the alternative dispute resolution system has been proving to be a success in the area, and it also helps to get the root causes of crimes.
The importance of this is because we've been handling not only the criminal aspect of it, but the ADR committees have been going back to the roots, the cause of the problems that eventually end up to criminal acts.
Similar alternative dispute resolution mechanism are said to be launched in Isiolo, Kapenguria, Meru and Kericho. Mulwa has also welcomed funding from the government and other stakeholders, saying it would go a long way in training Council of Elders who will administer the alternative dispute resolution mechanism. Benjamin Muriuki for Citizen Live at 1.
And the war against jiggers in Nairobi intensified with the distribution of shoes to primary school pupils within the city. Ahadi Kenya Trust, together with Nairobi Women Representative Rachel Shebesh, appealed to the government to intervene and fight jiggers to reduce the number of pupils dropping out of school. Wamaida Chulu has that story.
The campaign against jiggers was taken to High Ridge Primary School, Westlands, where pupils benefited from free shoes. According to Shebesh and Ahadi Trust Kenya CEO Stanley Kamau, jiggers has contributed immensely in the number of pupils dropping out of school. According to Ahadi Trust Kenya, only 300 out of 1,500 pupils in the school attend classes. Rachel Shebesh made a plea to the government to intervene. Ahadi Kenya Trust is targeting to distribute about 5 million shoes countrywide as a campaign to tackle the menace. Wamaita Shuru, Citizen at 1.
And taxi owners whose vehicles were impounded during the recent strike in Nairobi will know whether they will get their vehicles back on Monday next week. The vehicles whose registration plates were plaqued by the police are currently being held at the Nairobi City County Vehicles Holding Area in Dagoretti. The owners of the vehicles are claiming to have lost close to 9.3 million shillings in revenue since they were impounded. They were protesting the increase of parking fees within the city. Justice Isaac Lenaola will give the ruling. Right, and on the international scene, Malaysian Transport Minister Hismuddin Hussein now says investigations have not received evidence so far that the two objects spotted by satellite in the Indian Ocean come from the missing Malaysian airline. Diana Karaoke brings us the latest in the search for the missing plane.
The two objects spotted via satellite floating on the southern part of Indian Ocean, suspected to be debris from the plane, was the latest lead on the search that has been going on for 2 weeks now. But Malaysian Transport Minister Hismuddin Hussein has now come out saying that there is no concrete evidence so far to suggest that the two objects were indeed from the missing Boeing 777.
Getting reports all morning, nothing positive with corroborated news yet.
The news comes as India sent 2 aircrafts to join in the search for the missing airliner alongside other countries which had been scouring the area.
As I announced yesterday, there's so many vessels and aircraft heading in that direction. But as we speak now, at the moment, I have not found anything concrete as yet.
The plane, flight MH370, which took off from Kuala Lumpur for Beijing shortly after midnight on March 8th, disappeared with 239 people aboard. Despite the unfavorable weather conditions in the area, the minister seemed optimistic that the equipment being used in the search includes some of the most sophisticated available. Diana Karaoke, live at 1.
And police in Nyeri town have arrested 4 suspected conmen believed to be behind several fraud cases in Nyeri County. The 4, among them 2 women and 2 men, were arrested in Nyeri town Thursday after they went to one of the Equity Bank branches and attempted to defraud a 100-year-old man of his 45,000 shillings. Liza Nyango has the details.
The 2 suspects are said to have traced the old man Joseph Kairu, who had just deposited some money and tricked him to withdraw, promising to double the amount through prayers.
Kijana mmoja akatoka tukaenda pamoja na yeye. Sasa kuenda na yeye akasema huyu mama ndiye mganga yule mkubwa na ndiye mnafii, ndiye anafanya mambo ya nini hii. Twende karibu na kanisa mahali kuna msalaba ili
But the manager of the branch, John Mwangi, who knew the client, who is also his neighbor, suspected there was something amiss. He realized the old man had been accompanied by a stranger.
He told me he was told to come and withdraw the entire amount which was in the account. They take it to the Nyeri Catholic Cathedral so that the money could be prayed for.
The manager said the alleged tricksters were well dressed with suits and ties in order to lure unsuspecting clients. Business came to a standstill at the busy town as Nyeri residents jammed the scene to witness the unfolding drama. The incident came barely 2 months after a retired teacher in Nyeri town was conned by a known people of 950,000 shillings, which was his retirement package.
And a 19-year-old young man from Kiawara slums, Nyeri County, found himself on the wrong side of the law after police arrested him for allegedly cohabiting with a minor who had run away from her home. Diana Karaoke brings us the story of a love hideout gone wrong.
A classic case of the forbidden fruit gone sour, literally. 19-year-old Julius Githaiga had allegedly been housing a 15-year-old girl he is purported to be having an affair with in his house. But the short-lived honeymoon turned out to be a trip on the highway right into the hands of the law. The 15-year-old girl had been sent home as a disciplinary action for reporting to school late after the midterm break.
Msichana kutoka nyumbani akaambiana na mama yake kwa sababu afukue kazi wakutane town. Mamake amalize kujitayarisha. Msichana kutoka kwa nyumba mpaka jana ndio tulimwona.
When the parents searched for their daughter bore no fruits, they reported the matter to the police, who tracked the minor's cell phone right into the love nest. The minor vehemently denies living with the suspect, claiming she had been staying at an abandoned house. And the reason she ran away from home?
I don't know why, but kila mtu wananipea stress wote.
Even with the suspect in police custody, the girl still defends her alleged lover.
He's just a friend.
The suspect, who the minor's family blames for the agony of not knowing the whereabouts of their child, is set to be arraigned in court to face abduction charges.
Time for us to take a short break now. We'll be right back.